This is the production diary for FreeFire Sessions Episode 1. I'm going to go behind the scenes into the pre-production, production, and post-production of this. I'm going to start with my edit and go into some of my ideas on the production standpoint, lighting, why I set up my lighting the way I did for the grade and for the edit, and try to give some tips and ideas to help other people understand the logistics of producing a show like this. All right, so I came in Premiere right here. I got everything imported. This is a mostly finished version of the show. I'm going to kind of go in and dissect what I've done so far and then go into what it looks like coming out of the editor. So right here, I got the 2 audio clips for the songs that were played, and then I took in the 3 cameras we are running, and I multi-clipped them, and did a rough cut like that, and then I went in and fine-tuned it, and from there, after I pulled that in and got it cut, I went in and edited the original audio track and Audition. Mostly consisted of compression, and a tiny bit of reverb and cleaning up some of the background noise. And then after I got the audio finished, I went in and fine-tuned the cut and applied my corrections on that, and then I graded. So we got the multi-track right here, and I can open that up. We got our 3 cameras. It's showing the ungraded version right here, and I went and did a live rough cut from there and fine-tuned. And then after I finished the fine-tuned cut, I went in and did the grade, and you can see from this first clip right here, if I turn the grade off, what came out of camera. We shot flat for this because I knew I was going to come in and do a really detailed grade on here. I lit very evenly. We have we come into a wider shot. Right here, you can see this red light I have right here. I have another panel in the front of the singer right here going straight on the side of his face. So I have his right side from front and back lit red. And then on his front left side, I have a daylight LED panel with a CT blue on it. And then in the far corner, the far back left corner, I have a daylight balanced spotlight. That one is ungelled. It gives a nice backlight, and you can see from this shot, it gives this cool flare on this angle right here. And it gives a nice sparkle on a lot of these angles right here. It gives a kind of edgier look to the band. And as I was shooting this, that's kind of the look I wanted. I decided in pre-production that I wanted a like moody, contrasty, vibrant look. And anybody who's followed my work knows that's kind of my style. I use a lot of blue and daylight balanced lighting, and splash color, and from there I build daylight, and then I go in and set my colors. And so for this, I knew what I wanted. And if you look at the flat version of this track, you can kind of see what I was going for when I shot it. You have a soft red look here, but it's mostly an even white fill. And what I did was when I took it into the grade, I punched the reds up as much as I could get, and softened out some of the highlights and put a lot of extra saturation in the blues. It gives it a really contrasty, colorful, moody look that I was going for. And then from there, I pulled it back in. I denoised some of the footage to clean up some of the compression artifacts. I sharpened it back up to give it kind of the clean look. This clip right here is before the noise reduction and sharpening, and then this piece right here has been denoised and sharpened. And between the extra contrast from the grade, the noise reduction, I killed most of the noise in the shadows, and sharpened the details back up. It's pulled the highlights down. It gives it a little bit of a soft, light look, but still has that moody feel that I wanted. Alright, from there I built the 2 music scenes. I moved on to the interview portion, and we had some complications with the audio, but I was able to go in and clean up a lot of this through copious amounts of denoising and EQ in the right places and finding the problem audio. So here in the second draft version, I have the interview scene. I did the same thing I did with the music scenes. I just put it in a multicam and did a rough cut. I cut back and forth between the band and myself and a wide angle. And again, I lit this for the grade. I did 1 CT blue and 1 daylight balanced, and then a third to fill. And again, I brought it up. I graded more for more natural skin tone look on the interview portion versus the moodier look for the video. And then for the audio, as you can see here, I have about 5 instances of denoiser. I got mastering on here with a little bit of EQ. I got compression set up to pull down a lot of the harshness, and boosted it back up from there. And what that got me is a much cleaner sound. It's still not perfect, but considering the environment we were shooting in, we got a decently usable interview. All right, from there, we now have the final video, which you should have watched coming into this, but right here I'm going to go into the final rendered out version, what it looks like. We have a little bit of noise here in the background, but it's mostly fine grain noise. It's not distracting, and we have minimal blocky compression artifacts, at least on the 2 main cameras. And it gives a pretty appealing look. That moody edge, obviously with the action cam mounted on the drums, it's not the same caliber, but it gives that a really good intimate look with the band. That doesn't distract from the music they're playing. Alright, so that covers the video production, post-production on this project.